All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we're diving deep into Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah, this one?
This was a fight that got people talking.
Sure.
It had everything.
It did.
27-year-old YouTube star turned boxer against the one and only Iron Mike at 58 years old.
And on Netflix, of all places?
Yeah, Netflix. Who saw that coming?
Really interesting.
So we're going to unpack it all, what went down in the ring, all the controversy, and what it might mean, for boxing going forward.
I think a lot of people were surprised by the outcome.
Yeah, on paper, it looked like a total mismatch, right?
Yeah, a total mismatch. But
Paul won by unanimous decision.
Unanimous decision. All three judges scored it for Paul.
And what's even crazier? The punch count.
Oh, my gosh.
Over 8 rounds, Paul landed 78 punches.
78 punches.
Tyson landed 18.
18 punches. It's practically unheard of.
Especially for Mike Tyson.
Right.
Known for his aggressive style, the knockout power.
Yeah, the peekaboo defense, bobbing and weaving, slipping punches.
But this fight, he looked,
Hesitant.
Hesitant, yeah.
Almost like he was a completely different fighter.
It was jarring to see.
Especially for fans that grew up watching Iron Mike just dominate.
And so the question becomes, was Tyson holding back?
Yeah, was he pulling his punches?
Because, right after the fight, social media was on fire.
Oh, yeah.
People were saying rigged. They thought it was staged.
Understandable.
It's like, what are we watching here?
Yeah, the performance was so different from what we expect from Mike Tyson.
And then you have Paul after the fight saying, I didn't want to hurt Tyson. I was going for a show.
A show, right?
So was it a show?
It felt that way, right?
A lot of fans walked away disappointed.
I think disappointed is putting it lightly.
It's like people wanted to see a clash of the Titans, right?
They wanted to see the glory days.
Yeah, a throwback.
But instead, we got more questions than answers.
A lot of questions.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the casual fans. Even boxing legends weighed in.
Like Evander Holyfield.
Holyfield knows a thing or two about fighting Mike Tyson.
For sure.
He said maybe knee issues played a role in Tyson's performance.
Which brings up this whole question of aging athletes, especially in a sport like boxing.
It's a brutal sport.
It takes a toll on the body over the years.
And then you have Magic Johnson, completely disillusioned.
He turned the fight off.
Turned it off, said it was sad.
Worried about what it means for boxing.
And then Terrence Crawford,
current world champion,
straight up said Tyson's performance was poor.
That's a really strong statement coming from someone at the top of his game.
So you have this young up-and-comer against a legend, but a legend past his prime.
And it raises a lot of questions. Was this even fair?
Is it safe?
Yeah, is the older fighter at risk, even if the younger fighter is holding back?
A lot to think about.
Absolutely.
And it's not just that he's past his prime.
Right.
We're talking about Mike Tyson's health.
Yeah, his health was a huge concern going into this.
A few months before the fight, he had a bleeding ulcer.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that close to the fight.
Yeah, lost 25 pounds, really fast.
And needed blood transfusion.
Multiple blood transfusions.
That's serious.
Yeah, that's a major health scare.
And you have to wonder, how did that affect his training?
For sure.
He's in his late 50s, recovering from something like that.
It takes time.
It takes a toll.
And he even admitted that getting back into shape, it was a struggle.
Yeah, he wasn't 100%.
Not even close.
And on top of that, he was dealing with sciatica.
Sciatica?
Yeah, intense nerve pain that shoots down your leg.
Oh, I've heard about that.
It can be debilitating.
And he was boxing with that.
There were reports he could barely walk at times.
Wow. So was it even safe for him to be fighting?
That's the question a lot of people were asking.
Yeah.
Even Eddie Hearn, the boxing promoter, he voiced concerns before the fight.
Really?
Yeah, he was worried about Tyson's health, said maybe the fight shouldn't even happen.
That's a big deal.
It is, coming from someone like Eddie Hearn.
So what was Tyson thinking? Why take the risk?
Well, money probably played a part.
Of course.
He's been open about his financial troubles in the past.
Right.
But I also think there's this drive,
Yeah.
to test yourself, see what you're still capable of.
That makes sense.
Even at that age.
And he's always been a showman.
Oh, yeah.
He loves the spotlight.
This was a global stage.
And after the fight, he seemed content, said he had no regrets.
Yeah, it was more about the experience for him.
So maybe it wasn't about winning or losing?
Maybe it was about something else.
Proving something to himself.
Maybe even confronting his own mortality.
It's a powerful message.
It is.
We went in expecting a clash of titans, but
right.
What we got was something much deeper.
More complex.
A lot of questions about aging, legacy.
The motivations behind these spectacle events.
It wasn't just about boxing.
Not at all.
It was a cultural event,
It really highlighted some big issues in professional sports.
Celebrity, exhibition matches, athlete safety.
A lot to think about.
A lot to think about. So we've talked about the fight, the controversy, the health stuff. It's a lot.
It's a lot to unpack.
It really is. And it makes you think, where does boxing go from here?
Right. Are we going to see more of these fights?
These legends coming back, facing younger guys.
For a big payday, maybe for one last hurrah.
Is it worth it, though?
That's the question.
Are we, sacrificing the integrity of the sport?
Putting these athletes at risk, just for entertainment.
And I mean, it goes beyond boxing, right?
It does.
You start thinking about aging athletes in all these combat sports.
Yeah, like how much is too much?
At what point does it become dangerous?
It's a fine line.
It is. And this fight with Paul and Tyson, it really brought some stuff to the surface.
Some important issues.
Like, where do we draw the line between, a real fight and a spectacle?
And how do we keep these guys safe, especially with these big age gaps?
It's a conversation we need to be having.
Absolutely.
So what are the takeaways here?
I think, for me, the biggest one is we can't just accept this as the new normal.
Yeah.
This Paul Tyson fight, it should be a wake-up call.
Be more critical, more aware of what's going on.
Exactly. What's happening in these fights, what it means for the sport.
Yeah, it's like this one fight opened up a Pandora's box.
It did. A lot of questions we need to grapple with.
Well, we covered a lot of ground today. The fight, the controversy, the health stuff, the ethics.
It's a lot to think about.
It is. But before we go, I want to leave you with one last thought.
All right, I'm listening.
Could this be a turning point? This whole Jake Paul, Mike Tyson thing.
You mean for how we view aging athletes?
Yeah, in combat sports, will it change things?
Or will it just fade away?
I guess only time will tell.
I guess so.
What do you think? Head over to our social media. Let us know.
We want to hear from you.
Always love hearing your